Students, we were doing lesson motion of class 9th, and in this lesson we have done what is motion. Motion, I have told that change in position of any object with respect to time is called motion, isn't it? So motion can be described in terms of displacement as well as distance, and we have done physical quantities also, type of physical quantities we have done. And here, with the help of this clipping, we are going to do some more relative terms regarding motion. Okay, then here, type of motion. There are different type of motion: random motion, transitional motion, rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, circular motion, rotational motion, and oscillatory motion. All such type of motions we have done in lower classes, isn't it? And up to now we have completed uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Let us recapitulate the things once again. Distance, it is the actual length of the path traveled by a body. Okay, you can see here with the help of diagram it was explained that the total path covered by an object is said to be the distance traveled by it. Okay, and SI unit of distance we have done meter. Then displacement, it is the length of the shortest path traveled by a body from initial position to its final position. And I have given you the example also where the initial position and final positions are same and the total displacement was 0, isn't it? Then next, which we are going to start today, that is speed. What is speed? Speed of a body is the distance traveled by a body in unit time. Unit time means in 1 second. Okay. So what is the formula for speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. And you know that we represent speed with V and distance with small s, and time taken is small t. And what is the SI unit of speed? As you know that distance is measured in meter and time is measured in second. So the SI unit of speed will be meter per second. Okay. And what type of physical unit it is, whether it is vector or scalar, speed requires only and only magnitude to express itself. Therefore, it is scalar quantity. Okay. So what is the formula for speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. And SI unit of speed is meter per second. Then velocity. There is a minute difference between speed and velocity. In case of speed, we are taking distance upon time, and in case of velocity, we will take displacement upon time. So, the rate of motion of a body is more meaningful if any specific direction is expressed. Okay, if we take speed, then speed is only magnitude. It is having only magnitude. No specific direction was introduced. But if both in speed, if both direction and magnitude is involved, then that speed will become velocity. So what will be the definition of velocity? Velocity of a body is the displacement of the body per unit time. Students, you can easily frame the definition of any physical quantity by its formula. So what will be the formula for velocity? Velocity is equal to displacement upon time taken. And you know that displacement is a vector quantity. It requires direction as well as magnitude to express itself. So velocity involves displacement. Therefore, velocity is also a vector quantity which required magnitude as well as direction to express itself. I think velocity is clear to you. Then come to acceleration. The quantity which specify change in velocity is called acceleration. If there is change in velocity, we have two type of velocities. First one is called initial velocity, the initial value of velocity, and second one is called final velocity. Okay, so the change in velocity upon time is called acceleration. I can write here final velocity minus initial velocity upon time is called acceleration. Okay. So what will be the definition of acceleration? It is the change in velocity of a body per unit time. Okay. Or I can say rate of change of velocity per unit time is, or here you are not required to express time. Okay, the rate itself saying, mentioning the time, you can say rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. And what will be the formula? Since we have two type of velocities, change in velocity, so final velocity minus initial velocity upon time is called acceleration. And what will be the SI unit of acceleration? You know that the velocity is, the SI unit of velocity is meter per second, isn't it? And if I take this acceleration, then velocity upon time will be meter per second square. Here second is 2 times, so therefore meter per second square is called acceleration. Okay, so I think the SI unit of acceleration is also clear to you and formulas are also clear. Now plotting graphs, isn't it, with the help of given point. In this chapter I have told earlier also that we have started the maths portion of, if physics involve mostly maths, numericals. Okay, and in your mathematics you must have done how to plot graph. Here he has taken 2 points 3 and 4 and plot a graph. You can see that on x-axis the horizontal axis is taken as x-axis and the vertical is taken as y-axis. On x we have indicated point 3 and on y we have indicated point 4, and wherever they meet, that is the point where we can get the desired points, isn't it? So like this you should practice for your graphs, how to plot graphs. In physics they are very important. Not type of graphs. Yes, a graph is a pictorial representation of observation. Whatever you observe, if I want to make it in the form of graph, in the form of pictures, in the form of a comparison, then I should take graph. And graph means pictorial representation of any observation. And in the graph we have two variables. What is variable? Variable means whose values are changing, that are called variable. In maths you must have read constant value and variable value. Constant value means the value will not change. If I say 3, then there will be no change in the value of 3. 3 means 3. It is a constant quantity, isn't it? And if I say variable, then I can use x, y, z like this. So out of this, one is independent variable, means not dependent on any other thing, and another one is dependent variable which depend upon others. Or independent variable is always taken along with x-axis, whereas dependent variable is taken on y-axis. So we have in our class 9th, we have many type of graphs, especially 4 types are mentioned here. Distance time graph means distance and time graph, the graph between distance and time. Then displacement time graph, then velocity time graph, and acceleration time graph. Okay. Now first of all, we will do distance time graph. The change in the position of body with time can be represented by distance time graph. Okay. You know that whenever any body brings change in its position, then it have covered some distance also. So in this graph, we will take distance on y-axis and time on x-axis. So time will be what type of? It is independent, and wherever distance is dependent. Okay. The distance time graph for uniform speed is a straight line. Straight line means linear motion. Okay. And you can see what is the reason behind it? Because in uniform speed, a body travels equal distance in equal interval of time. Therefore, the graph will be a straight line, and the slope will give speed or velocity of an object. Okay. Here, there are 3 type of graph. You can see distance time graph. In first type, when any object is at rest, you can see that there is no change in the position, but the time is changing. So we will have one straight line parallel to time axis or x-axis. In another, you can see there is a constant, there is a uniform change between distance and time, and it will give a straight line which show that uniform motion, which indicate that the body travels equal distance in equal interval of time, which will give speed to us. Then third type of graph you can see here for non-uniform speed. When the body covers unequal distance in equal interval of time, then such type of graphs can be seen. You can see that a curve is formed. In first it is upward, and in second it is, in first you can see that decreasing speed is indicated, isn't it? And in second we can see increasing speed. So these curves are called parabola, and it depend upon greater the angle, greater will be the slope, and greater is the speed covered. So I think from up to here everything is clear to you. You have learned all 3 type of distance time graph, and first one was showing the object is at rest, second one is showing the uniform motion covered by an object, and third indicate, these both will indicate the non-uniform motion covered by an object. So I think all the concepts are clear to you, and you must have read acceleration, velocity and speed in a much good manner. So in the next video we are going to start our displacement time graph. So till now, thank you. Have a nice day.